please be advised that FATV is conducting audio and video recording of this meeting for public broadcast. I ask that anyone else in the audience who is recording this meeting to please identify themselves for the record now by standing and stating their name and address. Seeing none, Councillor Schultz, would you please lead us in the salute to the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Before we call the roll, I would like to note for the viewing public that we have our two councillors-elect, Cragen and Cruz, on either end of the bench this evening. They are not sworn in as councillors and will not be participating in debates, deliberation, or votes, but are shadowing us this evening to get a feel for how the council runs from this side of the bench. So I welcome them. I don't wish for there to be any public confusion about their role this evening. They're just here to get their feet wet. Thank you. And Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councillor Schultz.
Here.
Councillor Squalia.
Present.
Councillor Van Hazinga.
Here.
Councillor Walsh. President Zarella.
Here.
Councillor Boschman.
Present.
Councillor Kucher.
Here.
Councillor Giannatali.
Here.
Councillor Fleming.
Here remotely.
Councillor Green. Here. Councillor Hughes.
Here.
Thank you very much. The public has been advised to contact the City Clerk's office regarding any comments of no more than 2 minutes. None have been brought to our attention. If there is any member of the public in the audience who would like to participate in public forum, please approach the central podium, note the item on which you will be speaking, and state your name and address for the record. Then you may speak on any item on the agenda for not more than 2 minutes. Seeing none, we'll move into the agenda. First, we have an report of the Appointments Committee. Councillor Kucher.
Thank you, Mr. President. This evening, the Appointments Committee met for new appointments for full-time student police officers earlier this evening. The 3 full-time student police officers that were discussed was Noel Notoro, Ashley Perez, and Allison Tota. And the vote was unanimous according to the Appointments Committee.
Motion to approve the Appointments Committee report.
I have a motion and a second.
On the motion.
On the motion, Councillor Boschman.
I just want to point out to you that Ms. Perez is a Ward 2 counselor. She's in my ward, very good. And the father's back there, and he's very, very happy about the whole thing. And they're very good people. And the young man right there is too, but he's not from my ward, so I'm sorry about that. But the young lady is from my ward, so I just wanted to let you know.
Well, thank you, and we are happy to have them. Councillor Hughes?
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. President. First, I want to say thank you to our chief for continuing to do a fantastic job in leading our police department and remain committed to his vision of diversifying his staff. And I want to say publicly, thank you, and I appreciate that. And that's from the bottom of my heart. And to the young man and the 2 ladies, thank you so much. It's a time where law enforcement is not that popular right now. But I want to thank you for stepping up and accepting the challenge to be a part of this awesome community and be a part of the greatest police department in the United States. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. I have a motion and second to approve the appointments. If there is no objection, we'll take this by unanimous consent. Seeing none, it is approved. Congratulations to all 3 of you. I am going to vacate the chair so that I'm not photobombing the swearing in. Certainly, absolutely.
Family, if you want to come up and take a couple pictures with your family members in front of the council, please use this as a backdrop.
One in the city.
Okay, well, we can do elbow movements or what.
So all the reports have gone to the committees, and then we decide whether to accept most of the committees. And like finance, sometimes things will get pulled on something we have to consider. Otherwise, like something more simple like public works policy, even if it's all the data together. Then we'll have a public hearing.
I just want to say thank you.
Thank you very much. We're very excited to have you.
Thank
Can't wait to have
you.
you on the street.
Thank you so much.
And all these groups.
Keep yourself safe.
Congratulations. Good luck.
Congratulations and thank you very much.
Basically,
Congratulations and be safe.
Oh, no problem at all. No problem at all.
Really, really glad.
Congratulations.
Well, we're in the best city in the world.
You have to put up with guys like me.
Congratulations. Delighted.
You're not. It was all that issue.
otherwise it gets referred.
All right, next we have a report of the Committee on Records. Councilor Hughes.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this time, all records appear to be in order. Thank you.
Motion to accept the Committee on Records
Second.
report.
Second.
Motion and second. If there is no objection, we'll take this under unanimous consent. Seeing none, it is approved. We have communications from His Honor the Mayor. One new appointment, Mr. Ryan Bove as a member of the Board of Assessors, term to expire December 1st, 2024. Ms. Jerry Maylett, member of the Board of Assessors, term to expire January 1st, 2024. Mr. Chris Paquette as a member of the Board of Assessors, term to expire January 1st, 2025. Mr. Andrew Hawthorne as a member of the Trustees of Public Burial Grounds, term to expire January 1st, 2025. And Ms. Judith Perla as a member of the Trustees of Public Burial Grounds, term to expire January 1st, 2025. And I apologize, those last four are reappointments. Those will all be forwarded to the Appointments Committee. Report of the Committee on Finance. Councilor Di Natale.
Thank you. The Committee on Finance met last Tuesday and took up the following. 18921 was for $71,227, acceptance of a grant for community-oriented policing to advance the practice of community policing and law enforcement. 19021 was a grant from the Department of Justice Office of Justice Programs for $24,403 to support community policing efforts and update equipment needs, and that equipment included reflectors for the officers, new badge and IDs, and the like. 19121 was in order to transfer $20,000 from reserve for other municipal purposes capital expenses and credited to police capital expenditures building renovation for the purpose of safeguarding the entrance to the police station. And 19221 was a was an appropriation of $28,000 to the CDBG Year 47 program credited to homelessness outreach services. 19321 was in order to expend $100,000 from reserve for other municipal purposes to capital projects, Longstrode School window replacement, for the purpose of paying costs for the replacement of windows at Longstrode Middle School. This would include feasibility study that would be 80% reimbursable by the MSBA, and it will kick off the process under the MSBA's accelerated repair program to replace all the windows at the school. And lastly, 19421 was an order to accept a Green Communities Division competitive grant in the amount of $151,283 to implement a number of energy-saving programs across the city, notably updated controls in all of our cooling systems for refrigeration and controls for detecting things like water leaks, frozen pipes of the nature, to be more preventative of major problems that may arise. Thank you.
Move
I
to
would
accept
ask
the
that we
report.
hold the motion for a moment, as we have Ms. Christensen on the line on Zoom, I believe, to speak on 19221. Okay. Take your time.
Who is it going to be?
Sue Christensen.
Oh, Sue Christensen.
Go right ahead when you're ready, Ms. Christensen. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, quite all right. Thank you for being here.
My city computer. I'm here to speak on behalf of 19221 if anyone had any questions to the appropriation of the $28,000 to be used for our CDBG, the CDBG funding that will be used for our homeless outreach is part of our Overdose to Action grant, which we are currently implementing.
Mr. President,
Anyone have any?
I got one question. I'd like to know if the young man that's going to be working with the homeless out there, if he can come in front of the council so we can meet him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That would be Mr. Keith Barnaby. He's our homeless outreach worker for the city. We've contracted with him since July 1. And just to give you an idea of the work he's done in that time, this grant is primarily for outreach for those who are homeless or at risk of homelessness and also at risk of overdose. However, DPH has allowed us the leeway to reach all homeless. We don't just work with those who have a substance use issue. For the first quarter of fiscal year 21-22, July, August, September, Keith Barnaby had interactions with 1,258 times with individuals. Some of those are repeats. Of those contacts, 18 were connected to a permanent shelter, 24 went to a detox program, and we were able to transport 12 of those, of the 24. 65 were connected to support services, 504 received bus passes through another program that we have, and 156 received clothing vouchers through a program that we coordinate with the Salvation Army. We pay for the clothing vouchers that are given out to people. So the work is being done. We've formed a Fitchburg interagency team, which is made up of some area agencies with whom we primarily interact to get people into services. We meet monthly. We've already had one clothing drive where we handed out coats and resources, Narcan, boots, things like that. We are having one December 1st and another one December 23rd. There was a great need for this program. People were lined up a half an hour before we started. So we feel like we're making a difference already just since July 1, and we look forward to implementing more programs as we acquire more funding. Thank you.
Counselor?
Sue, are all these people from Fitchburg that you just talked about, over 1,500 people total?
Well, the 1,500 may include people that he's seen more than once. We do count the first contacts that he has with people, so those are separate, and I'm sorry I don't have that right in front of me. These are people who are currently living in Fitchburg.
So they can come off of a bus and say they live here in Fitchburg, right?
Technically, yes. Our goal is to help those that are in need and those that are homeless and get them off the streets, which is what we're accomplishing.
Counselor,
Mr. President.
by the nature of the fact that they are homeless, it's impossible for us to verify in any way their true residence or whatever you might want to call it. You know, I mean, we can't ask them for what their last mailing address is or whatever.
Well, the only reason why I asked that, because I don't want people to think that I'm against the homeless. I want to make that very, very clear. But my intentions and my goals since I came on the council is to help the people of Fitchburg. I don't want to solve Westminster's problems. I don't want to solve Lunenburg's problem, Leominster, Sterling, Pepperell, Ashby. That's not my concern. My concern are the residents of the city of Fitchburg. That's who I swear to. I swear when I take the oath, are those people. It's not against the homelessness, and I'm not picking on the homelessness because I'm only one paycheck away from it. But, you know, I just don't want to try to solve Massachusetts problems on the income that we have in Fitchburg, Massachusetts. It's nice that we try to, but we can't even help our own here. So that's my problem I have. And that's the only reason why I keep on asking the same questions all the time. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. And if the gentleman is willing, can we schedule him for, and if there's no objection from the council, can we schedule him for a brief introduction before a council meeting of his convenience in the next month or two?
Certainly.
All right. That said, the report of the Finance Committee is before the council.
Move to accept.
Second.
I have a motion and second to accept and act upon the report of the Finance Committee. If there is no objection, we will take this by unanimous consent. Seeing none, it is approved. Next, we have a public hearing, 200-21, Unitil, to petition for approximately 236 feet from Harvard Street, relocating P number 3, 22 feet north of existing P number 3 on Boylston Street, Fitchburg, as outlined in the enclosed petition. I now declare the hearing open. Would the person or persons representing the matter please approach the table or the podium?
Okay, so, good evening. I'm Jim D. with Unitil. And first of all, I want to comment on the nice building here, and it's very impressive. A lot better than the library that I had a hearing in once. Yeah, we are looking to get permission from the council, moving pole number 3 on Boylston Street for the purpose of, there's an entrance going in for some condos on off of Boylston Street and Harvard Street, and that pole is right in the middle of the entrance, so we want to move it 22 feet to the right of that entrance to accommodate the entrance to that development.
Councilor Boschman.
I'm just going to say, I'm going to surprise the councils tonight. Really. I'm not even going to give Unitil a hard time because I started to go because I went up there and checked that pole and I said, geez, there's a big fence in there. I don't see no driveway there, and I understand why they get. But what made me very, very happy, councilors, and you're going to be very happy too, they put in the service underground, so there won't be no clotheslines going over. So I'm going to make a motion right now, first time ever, that we make a motion to accept this because I'm very, very happy with the wires going in the ground. It's going to look beautiful.
Councilor, as thrilled as I am, both for myself, for you, and for Unitil, we do need to proceed through the form of the public hearing.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry about that.
But I will encourage your fellow councilors to allow you to make the motion when the public hearing is closed. Okay, any further questions or comments? Councilor Squalia.
Yes, I just have one general comment. The maps that you create for relocating the poles are very helpful and really informative and really help to illustrate exactly what you're doing, so thank you for that.
I got that from Lunenburg. They always want to know where the driveways are in relation to the poles. And so we put them on all the plans now, so you can see what it looks like.
Very helpful.
Thank you. Councillor Green.
My question, Mr. D, is who picks up the expense for this? Is it Unitil's dime, or is it on the contractor's dime or the developer's dime to have this pole moved?
I didn't get that now.
So who picks up the expense?
Oh, who picks up the expense? All these jobs are done on a rate of return. So when we estimate the jobs, it includes the street work and the, private property work, and it's done on a rate of return per meter. And, this project meets the rate of return, so they'll give us money up front, and then it's all returned when the meters are set.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Further questions or comments?
Not for Unitil, for the young man after when he gets up there, if he's going to talk about his project. This is your project, right? No. No, it's not? Oh, never mind. Oh, you're with him? Oh, okay, never mind then. No,
He's my
forget.
replacement. I'm learning. He's learning. I'm retiring in next month.
Are you?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So he's taken my position, and he's just wanted to come and meet everybody.
Thrilled. I
Well,
can see
in
the look
case
on
we
his
don't
face.
have you in front of us before then, happy retirement.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, 32 years. That's enough. Okay. Moving on.
Can I make the motion now?
Move to
I
close
first
the
have
hearing?
to ask for comment. Is there anyone in the audience or on Zoom who would like to speak in favor of the petition? Anyone opposed? If all have been heard, I declare the hearing closed, and the matter is now before the council.
I make a motion, we accept.
Second.
I have a motion and second to accept, which motion I gratefully accept. If there is no objection, we will take this by unanimous consent. Unless Seeing no objection, it is approved.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Good night.
All right, we have 5 orders going to finance. One, that there being 20121, that there being hereby is appropriated the sum of $350,000, same to be charged against available funds and credited to stabilization fund.
Move that we waive the reading.
Second.
Motion and second to waive the reading. If there is no objection, we will do this by unanimous consent. Seeing none, we will waive the reading, and those are sent to finance. We have Order Other 20521. Ordered that, whereas the Airport Commission voted on October 27th, 2021, and whereas the Commission approved unanimously to allow the assignment of the lease between Bullock Charter Incorporated and the Fitchburg Airport Commission to Cornerstone Aviation LLC, and whereas Bullock Charter Incorporated and the Cornerstone Aviation LLC seek the assignment and assumption of the lease to be finalized on or before November 30th, 2021, which includes a consent to the assignment and assumption of lease to be signed by the I am stumbling over my words tonight. Fitchburg Airport Commission and the Mayor. And now, therefore, it is ordered that the Honorable Mayor Stephen L. DiNatale be hereby authorized for and on behalf of said city to execute and deliver any and all documents and take any and all acts necessary, convenient, and helpful to facilitate and execute the consent to the assignment of lease as attached or in form substantially similar thereto, and to cite the facility as set forth above. This is not, in fact, within the subject matter jurisdiction of any of our committees, so it is before the council this evening. Mr. Kettle, would you like to say a few words?
President Zarella, City Councillors, yes, it's my honour and pleasure to talk a little bit about Mr. Bullock. Mr. Bullock's been at the airport for the first time 20 years. He completed that lease and then took an extension of another 10 years. He's gone 4 years into that extension and has decided to retire and go and live the good life. And he's actually assigned the lease for the next 6 years to, you called it
Cornerstone Aviation.
Cornerstone Aviation. I call it Skyline Aviation. It's the same company. Just to let everybody know, Mr. Bullock is completely up to date with all his payments to the city. He owes us nothing, and to the airport. Mr. Corley has been at Skyline Aviation with Hangar 1 for the last 5 years actually, and he's completely up to date with all his payments. The Commission did approve the actual assignment, and to be quite honest, I think it's a fantastic thing that's going to happen because it's going to bring the bigger jets back to Fitchburg. Mr. Corley's already got a large plane that's going to come into the airport, and that means fuel sales. So really it's a big, big bonus for the city and the airport to take this on, and I fully approve everything that's happened so far. So if you've got any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Councillors?
I got one question.
Councillor
One
Brochman.
question for the airport. I have no problem with this. I won't give you a hard time. As long as you promise us again that the people that own the airplanes, and when they fly to different states and different cities, spread Fitchburg, see if they can bring businesses back with them. Like it's called networking, you know what I mean? You bring it out. That's all I ask. All right?
That is an automatically taken place situation. Last week we had one major company here that you all saw, Peterbilt. They're a large company. The gentleman that was here was the CEO of the company. He has 19 Peterbilt operations throughout North America. Tomorrow we have KOCH, Coach, coming in with their large jet, and everybody is now aware of Fitchburg and what it can do for them as not only the airport, but the businesses in the surrounding area. So I think everything's going according to plan. And yes, that will definitely be something that we tell everyone when they come in, Councillor.
Okay. Mr. President, I just want to say one thing, and Pete has him come over my house and wave to me every time a jet goes by.
All right, Councillor Fleming.
Yes, I just want to say I'm thrilled to hear this. I have been a big supporter of the airport, and we built it. They're coming. I'm thrilled. Field of Dreams. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Councillor Squalia.
Thank you. So, Mr. Kettle, Skyline is taking over for Bullock. This is a charter company, and you said they're taking over Hangar 1. Which one is Hangar 1? Is that the one that Liebfried was in, or which one exactly?
No, they already have Hangar 1, and they've been in that for 5 years.
They've been in Hangar 1.
What they're doing is they're taking over the Bullock hangar now that Bullock hangar's leaving, that Mr. Bullock's leaving.
And which one is the Bullock hangar?
It's the one right. Do you remember when we had a sandwich together?
Yes.
Big building in front of you, directly opposite that hangar was Bullock.
The one that we're putting the new door on?
Exactly.
Yes. Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Further questions or comments? Councillor Schultz.
Mr. Kettle, is there anything negative that we should know about with this deal? It seems like everything's positive. Is there anything that...
To be quite honest, I've been on the commission prior to taking this job maybe for 15 years, and what I've seen with Mr. Bullock and the way he works is very, very similar to the way that Rich Crawley works, and I cannot see any negatives. I really can't. It's going to expand the jets coming in, like I said, and it's going to expand the fuel sales. So,
thank you.
You're welcome.
And larger jets mean more people acting as Fitchburg ambassadors to other cities and states.
Love it. Do we need to suspend the rules?
Excuse me?
Do we need to suspend the rules?
No, because the reason we normally can't take a matter on when it first comes in front of us is because our rules specify that it shall be referred to any committee whose subject matter it concerns. But since this actually is the very rare instance where a petition before us doesn't fall within any of our committees, we actually don't need to suspend the rules to vote on it tonight.
All right, then I move to approve the order.
Second.
I have a motion and second to approve. If there is no objection, or do we need a roll call? Okay, I'm sorry, we do need a roll call for this one. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Squalia?
Aye.
Counselor Van Hazinga?
Yes.
President Zarella?
Yes.
Counselor Boishman?
Yes.
Counselor Kuchar?
Yes.
Counselor Di Natale?
Yes.
Counselor Fleming?
Yes.
Counselor Green?
Yes.
Counselor Hughes?
Yes.
That is unanimous.
Thank you very much.
President Zarella, City Council, thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Looking forward to see it continue to improve. We have a petition, 20621, authorizing the mayor to enter into and execute a pilot agreement with North Branch Energy LLC regarding a solar project to be located at 0 Ashburnham Street, Assessors Map S7, Block 48, Lot 0. That is sent to the Finance Committee. And that concludes our agenda for this evening. We do have some announcements. Ward 1 City Councilor Bernie Schultz is hosting a Ward 1 meeting on Monday, November 22nd at 6:30 p.m. in the Fitchburg Legislative Building, 700 Main Street. Calvin Brooks, City Auditor, and Megan Donahue, Executive Director of the Fitchburg Redevelopment Authority, will make presentations and answer questions. The mayor has declared November 27th Small Business Saturday. We encourage residents of our community to support small businesses and merchants on Small Business Saturday and throughout the year. We also have the Fitchburg Holiday Tree Lighting on Saturday, December 4th. At 5:30 p.m., there will be a gathering at Monument Park for a sing-along with the Fitchburg High School Band and the Stratton Players. And at 6 p.m., Santa Claus will arrive on a fire engine and have a parade to the Upper Common to turn on our holiday lights. There will be hot chocolate, and Santa will be available for pictures.
I got a quick thing. I just want to say one thing to the people of Ward 2. I want to wish them a happy Thanksgiving, and from the council to the city of Fitchburg, happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and a healthy one.
Thank you, Councilor, and I will second that. A happy Thanksgiving to all of Fitchburg. Councilor Squalia?
Going off that note, on Thanksgiving morning at 10 a.m. is the Leominster-Fitchburg Thanksgiving football game, and it's held at Crocker Field this year, 10 a.m.
Thank you. And that concludes our agenda.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and second to adjourn. If there is no objection, we are adjourned.